So we'll just broadcast live on YouTube simultaneously, right? Is that a reasonably good idea?
Yeah.
So do we have a president or not?
Who
Yeah.
knows?
She doesn't have a link. She's talking to people on Facebook that are telling her that they're not required. So it's right now it's a rumor. Right now it's a rumor that people in Pennsylvania didn't need an ID to vote. So obviously that's despicable if that's true.
Yeah.
That's awful. That'll be stealing the election. That's going to cause a ton of market uncertainty. Here we are so I'm taking it seriously today.
It's about time.
I wore a tuxedo. I wore a tuxedo today. So I hope everybody here is having a marvelous morning. I hope that your candidates for, state and local office are doing okay or whatever. Do you think anybody out there today is feeling anxious about the results?
I'm guessing probably, yes.
Who do you think is the winner of the presidential election?
Oh gosh, I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it could go either way.
Okay, we're going to talk about the rumors. We're going to give space to both sides of the argument and what the market might do in response to those things. We've been talking for days about the prospect that the election would be undecided by this morning and what that would do to the stock market. And it is definitely having a gigantic effect on the stock market. So with that said, I'm going to jump over into this slide presentation, and I got dressed up. I'm even wearing my tuxedo shoes today. So the shiny I broke these bad boys out. This is a special day in American history. So welcome to Markay's first ever election week market coverage. How are you?
I'm great.
You're not wearing your tuxedo today.
No, I'm dressed comfortably.
All right, I'm here today. I'm Rob Booker. This is Markay Latimer. We're here today because all week long we've been trading live in a trading room with your students and crushing it. I think on the first day made $4,200. Yesterday made about $1,800. Today so far I'm up about $1,000. I'm in another trade already. We'll talk about those trades. We want to help guide you through the uncertainty that results when the election is as close as it is, and there are accusations of fraud, there are threats of legal actions, and then there are just sort of outright consequences of one party or the other winning. Okay, so here we go, folks. We're going to go over the latest game-changing election news. We're going to talk about the number one rule that traders have to follow. We're going to talk about what you should buy, sell, or avoid. We're going to talk about what's on Markay's watch list and scanner right now. And then after this session is over, I'm going all in. I'm putting another 50 grand of my own money into one of Markay's trade ideas. And the money is all ready to go. It's already partially put to work in the market. And we'll talk about that as well. So quick note before we get started, by the end of this trading session, you're going to see firsthand how experienced traders handle market uncertainties like this. And we're going to show in real time why Markay's been able to get over 1,000% in total gains in 2020. And by the way, that's including the winners and losers. And you're going to get some free insight into what stocks and sectors that Markay is really interested in. Are we good? Justin?
It says that this isn't charging.
Okay, so what are we saying this isn't charging?
But the Slim Studio's not charging.
Okay, great. So is it still running, everything?
Yes, it's still on.
It's still on, okay. All right, so if that seems to shut down at all again, we're gonna unplug it and go right back into the thing. Okay, so we're gonna talk about what to follow right now. As some of our followers will happily back us up on, and who follow Markay's trade calls. Markay, some of your students one of your students took $12,000 to $37,000.
Yeah, it was amazing. Another one made $1,500. Took $1,500 into $6,000.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And then up 270% and so on and so forth. I know I've made money this week following your calls, so that's what I care about. So we know the country looks chaotic right now. Michigan's not ready. Yeah. Wisconsin's not decided. Pennsylvania, there seem to be a lot of shenanigans going on in Pennsylvania. I'm not stating that as, I'm saying there are rumors of that, and those rumors are coming in fast and furiously. And why wouldn't they, right? Why wouldn't both parties try to do everything possible to hang on to or gain power, right? There's a lot of money on the line.
Yes,
right?
There's a lot of money on the line.
Both parties are really worried about their ability to help ordinary Americans.
Right.
Pay them money. Okay, here we go. But here in this trading room with Markay and I, the profits have been remarkably consistent. And that's why today I'm ready to put another $50,000 into the market based on Markay's trade calls. And that's happening later on for your members only. We're going to talk about some of this stuff right now.
Yeah.
But later on, I'm going to go bananas in today's market.
We'll meet with our Profit Accelerator group, and we're going to find tons of trades, look at what the markets are doing with this volatility post-election.
So 25 minutes from right now, I'm going to start putting that money to work again. You're going to see a preview of that in this session. We're going to talk about the news. We want to blow through a bunch of the stuff and get really to the part where we talk about the news today. So let me give you the basics. Markay is great at calling trades. I've been following those trades this week. I'm up $6,000 so far this week following those trade calls. I'm up another $1,000 today already, and there's a lot more where that came from. And later on in the session, we'll tell you how to get in on that. So let's get down to business. You want to run through some of these headlines real quick?
Yeah.
And then I'll get some of the other ones ready.
Yeah, JP Morgan came out and said an analyst sees S&P tumbling to 2,500 in case of a blue wave and surging to 3,900 if we have a red wave.
Okay.
So lots of volatility there. Zero Hedge said British gambler stakes $5 million on Trump in largest ever political bet.
It looks like he isn't going to win his bet. That was going to pay off $15 million.
Oh, gosh.
But I mean, if you're betting $5 million, likely you have hundreds of millions of dollars. And so this is not as big of a deal probably to him as it sounds like it is to us. So if you went to Las Vegas and you put $20 down on the blackjack table, you wouldn't expect a lot of oohs and ahs, because for you, that's probably not a lot of money. So maybe that's, So, but last night, late into the night, Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports started looking at the odds, and it looked more and more and more like Trump was going to be victorious. Like the betting odds were skewing heavily in favor of Trump, which I think reflects some of the same stuff going on right now, that people's poll answers have reflected either their worries or fears about telling the truth. And I don't think anybody got it right. I don't think anyone out there got it right so far.
Doesn't seem like it. Yeah.
Okay. So once again, stock market predicted that Trump would defeat Biden. The S&P 500 gained a ton yesterday on sort of the feeling like Trump was going to make a stronger showing than predicted.
Right.
And it turns out he did. It turns out he did do better than he was predicted.
Right.
I mean, he carried Ohio handily. He beat, they've already called Florida, which everybody kind of thought was a toss-up. That really wasn't a toss-up. And there have been some surprises.
There have been a lot of surprises, and even today, we'll see.
Yep.
We'll talk about that in a minute, but yeah.
All right. So Fox Business reported that the NASDAQ led stocks higher yesterday with an election that was too close to call, and a contested election, which we are about to have right now, could hit the stock market hard. So how should everyday traders respond? What I want to do today is I want to jump over to, let's see here. I want to go, I don't know if I can find there we go. Okay, let's run through some of these headlines. So we're going to look at the, the mainstream media, and then we're going to look at some of maybe the more conservative media as well. Eyes on Arizona. It looks like Arizona is probably a lock for Biden. Georgia, it seems odd that would be a toss-up. And then we're looking at really Wisconsin and Michigan and really Pennsylvania. And there are rumors, and I'm going to call them rumors. So I'm going to call them rumors, but they could be found to be ultra credible. Mm-hmm. Right now, these rumors are disputed, but I'm going to give air to those rumors and show that I'm a fair and balanced commentator on the election. There are rumors that last night, when 100,000 additional votes were brought in from Detroit, that 100% of those votes went to Joe Biden, which is statistically impossible, right?
Yeah, it'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah, that would be pretty amazing. Yeah. Oh, you'd like that. Yeah. Okay, so Markay's on record as saying that would be amazing. That's amazing. Okay, that's great. Oh, that's just so a big switch from yesterday to today.
Not amazing as in a great thing. Amazing as in shockingly, unbelievably impossible. But it's
okay, right. It would be incredible. It would be impossible to believe that's the case.
They did have to stop counting ballots last night. You heard that, right? They stopped counting because they had to wait and see how many votes Biden needed to win before they could start counting again.
All right. All right.
I'm pretty sure. Now that might be rumor. It's not even rumor. It's just my guess.
So I don't know if you out there have any friends that may break down into a nervous wreck if Biden wins, but I am here trying to steady the ship.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You're doing that all right.
Anyway, so the presidential, look, it's in question, and there is no question now that Trump is going to dispute the results of the Michigan. He's going to dispute those, and they're going to send lawyers in. It's 100% guaranteed that he's going to send lawyers in, and they're going to try to dispute the election results in Michigan. It's unclear whether that's going to work or not. But right now, if you stopped everything right now, Biden's the winner, and that's not that's not acceptable to Trump. I think he declared victory. Did he?
Something like this is
Yeah.
relatively breaking news. It's Trump's campaign manager just did a press conference call, and he is saying by the end of the day, Trump will be ahead in Arizona.
Okay.
They're disputing that. They're saying there will be a recount in Wisconsin.
A recount in Wisconsin.
Yeah, they're projecting a 40,000 vote margin of victory in Pennsylvania
Mm-hmm.
and a 5,500 vote margin in Nevada. So they're
All right. So Trump just in case you didn't hear that. So there's breaking news now that Trump's campaign manager declared that Arizona by the end of the day is going to pull in favor of Trump, that Nevada is going to go in favor of Trump by 5,500 votes, that Pennsylvania is going to go ahead by 40,000 votes. Obviously, that's what obvious. And they're going to try to pitch for a recount in Wisconsin. Once again, who wouldn't do this if it's close?
Well, right. And here's the amazing thing. Let all this craziness happen and it just gives us opportunities in the market. So.
Right, exactly. So once again, it's looking like Biden's slightly ahead in Michigan, Biden's slightly ahead in Wisconsin, but those are going to be contested results. Trump's ahead in Pennsylvania, but Trump can have Pennsylvania if he loses Michigan and Wisconsin. It doesn't matter anyway. So this is going to be a really interesting day. And my guess is we're going to know who the president is by tomorrow morning. We're going to know for sure who's the president tomorrow morning. We will know. Whether the two candidates will agree about that is a whole other ball of wax. So New York Post says, why is it taking so long to count votes in the remaining states? Markay's, she smiles
I know.
because she knows how interesting this sounds. Would you give us your answer on how long it takes to count votes?
Well, until they know how many votes it takes Biden to win, and then they can count them.
Okay.
That's kind of my theory.
Right. Okay. So if Biden wins, it's cheating. But if Trump wins, it was all above board.
Of course.
So I'm just in favor of fair and balanced. I'm just here.
If we could just have everybody, just every person vote, one person, one vote, everybody vote, that would be amazing. That would be my perfect world.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Absolutely. And we don't care. What we care about is making sure that you're prepared for the market. So obviously some Democratic people had meltdowns last night. I'm pretty sure that, I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of meltdowns to come on either side. There are a lot of people getting ready to sort of melt down on camera and lose their mind.
And you know what? These are people that are not in control of their own lives, right? They're dependent upon the government. They're waiting for one party or another to take care of them.
Right.
Which is just, they're melting down, and it's sad because you don't have to be that way.
Right. Okay. So let's move on.
One thing real quick, we haven't had any riots. I haven't seen any news of riots.
Well, I think
we're waiting for the results.
I think that's an interesting development, is that my prediction was there would be riots if Trump sort of decisively won.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't won yet. So I think that it is kind of sort of, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Here's how you should respond, folks. The number one rule to follow right now is you get in and out of your trades fast. The one thing I'm going to recommend here is that you remember that you don't want to turn a day trade into a position trade or a swing trade. You don't want to take a loss and then keep that loss open right now, because those can become pretty horrendous. It's an incredible feeling. The other day when I took a trade on JD on Monday and closed it on Tuesday for $4,200, it's a pretty incredible feeling. And there's nothing more that we like than taking the trading side of this seriously. Someone accused me yesterday of not taking it seriously, so I wore the tuxedo today for those of you that are unaware. And later on when we go live with your students, we're going to have a great time trading live because I will be wearing a tuxedo.
Yep, it'll be very serious and lots of...
I went and had pancakes today in this tuxedo. Called a lot of attention to myself, and someone said congratulations, thinking that today was my wedding day. And I thought that was pretty great.
That's awesome.
You're gonna do great. That was the thing. Okay. So with the market looking like it's out of control and can seesaw back and forth, your gains can quickly evaporate. So take them quickly. I think we're going to skip through this whole story about somebody that had blah, blah, blah. I think we want to remind you just to act fast during times like these, because that's the difference between you making money and giving it back. So you don't want to walk away with a loss on any trades that we take together. All right. So when volatility was high, would you walk us through some of these trade examples?
Yeah. So when you get this momentum or volatility just means stocks are moving a lot. So here's a trade on Square where we had an entry and it was just a matter of days and we had our exit, taking profit quickly rather than waiting for it to melt away with the craziness. And that was real quick, 131% gain. And even more important than that, you look at these gains happened before Square went sideways and kind of flattened out. And then you could see on this chart, they just started to drop. So we were able to take profit on Square in that upswing before things broke down, which is important for these markets right now. Because I think we're going to get a lot of that up and down.
Right. So you have to promise us and yourself that if any trade starts printing money, you're going to take those profits right away. And if a trade hands you a quick 70% when you're following Markay, you got to take those profits.
It, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you have those trades that it feels like the easiest money you've ever made, you take those, take it off the table, take the cash. And if you do this, I promise you, you'll easily put yourself in that top 1% of traders.
Yeah, the quickest way to become a profitable trader is to close your winning trades. And I know that sounds ridiculously simple, but that's the easiest way. It's actually not that difficult to have a winning trade. What's difficult for most people is taking the win, because then immediately they go, oh, it's up $100. It could be up $200 if I leave it. And boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
All right, so these are Markay's actual results. They're actual trades that she called and took. And they're including $27,000 win, $19,000 win, $1,100 loss, $5,400 gain, $2,000 loss, $10,000 gain, $1,300 gain, $2,000 gain, and so on. Okay, so you can only have your profits if you take them and you take them off the table. So it's time to look at where you could get your next trade. And you could make money even if we disagree about the validity of the winner.
Right.
We could argue for weeks. It could go to the Supreme Court, and we can let the lawyers and the politicians take care of that. And meanwhile, we could just make money.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. Go to your happy place and just focus on making money.
For example, if you heard from a friend who heard from a friend who's a state rep in Pennsylvania that somebody in line in Philadelphia saw a male person take a bunch of ballots and throw them in the garbage, and that it fills you with rage, I'm going to ask you to do something. Go to the charts, start making some money with us, because you can control that. And then we're going to have to, for a minute, let go. None of us can control what happens next. So we're going to have to, there are a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
Like, we legitimately got into a shouting, like an argument in a restaurant the other night. And we literally cleared out the people from around us. And we literally were storming off angry at each other. Literally, actually. And it took us 30, 40, an hour to even.
It's a good discussion. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we got up this weekend, we just went to work and made money.
Yeah. And it is, you think about it, this year has been the year of testing people's ability to not get stressed out about things that we can't really control.
Yeah.
This entire year, right? COVID has been that way. Now the election will be this way. So it is really important. And all this stuff just adds to the market volatility, which gives us opportunities. So I still come back around to always, we've just got to stay calm.
Yeah, we have to stay calm. And we're talking here, this is what hangs in the balance from this session is a man's right to choose being rich.
I love it.
And a woman's right to choose to not be dependent on anybody. We're here about freedom. You hear about politicians I'm fighting for your freedom. I'm fighting for the middle. We're not fighting for the middle class. We're not fighting we're actually showing you trades that make you money. And we're so I'm sure a lot of you are let's talk about some of those trades. So let's hop right to it. So if neither candidate accepts the vote, it's going to be mayhem. It's already a little bit wild. It's a safe bet to say that the market's going to crash if we start to get into legal proceedings about that stuff. But Markay, you and your students have been banking, and we this week have been doing well in the face of all of that uncertainty. Okay. This is AMC, the movie theater. There's no way I would buy a movie theater stock.
No.
I don't even want to know what the team put here. How about this one? America's malls under pressure. What about the real estate stocks? Not, in my opinion, you got to be out of your mind.
For retail stuff? Yeah, no. Housing, different story.
Housing's different. But the mall people, those stocks.
How about corporate office space even? There are a lot of REITs that deal with that. That's not a great place to be in an environment where we're working from home right now.
Okay, so what about energy stocks? Have not flashed this bearish since 1931. I actually have become recently bullish on Chevron, Halliburton, Schlumberger, whatever you call it. And even some of the oil services stuff, straight up. Yeah. I don't know what you think about it.
I actually, hate to say it, I might agree with you. I think there's some bullish opportunities. especially if Trump wins, but even without a win, they have been so bearish for so long
Yeah.
that they're at technical levels that you will probably start seeing money going into some of those stocks, the stronger ones.
Yeah, I think we've been talking about this morning, that if Biden wins, what the first thing that will happen when Biden takes office is some Middle Eastern whack job is going to test the limits of the Biden presidency. He's going to be like, wake up, old man. And he's going to bomb something. And, Joe's going to, roll up out of the coffin or whatever. He's like suddenly going to, whatever it is, like there's fake Melania, right? There's a couple fake Melanias out there. I mean, I don't blame her. She's got stuff to do. I think there's going to be like a bunch of fake Sleepy Joes. Like there's going to be like Kamala will be president. Basically, Kamala will be president. Kamala's the new Dick Cheney. She's really going to run things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. When you pull the Joe Biden string on the back of the doll, the Kamala Harris doll speaks. Okay. Anyway, I think they're going to test him right away. I don't know how I got so far off the topic, but like that's really going to happen. And I think energy stocks, you're going to see that priced in now. They're not going to wait until then. Like the people on the other side, super rich people, they already know this stuff is coming. And the richest people in the world buy stuff when nobody else wants it.
Exactly.
And right now, nobody else wants energy stocks. And it doesn't surprise me that some Oppenheimer analyst, didn't Oppenheimer build the bomb? Like who would trust that guy? But Oppenheimer, like that company, they're probably like trying to get retail traders out of energy stocks.
Well, they wait till, this was in November. Energy has been tanking for months and they put this call
exactly.
out at
It's like,
the bottom.
Oh, energy's tanking. It's like
Yeah.
probably went through like stamped by 50 different people in the Oppenheimer analyst department. Okay, so even as the market tanked, Markay, you've made gains like 130% in one day off of the Qs.
Yeah.
That's the NASDAQ ETF.
Yeah, 125% off of Lilly.
Did you see Lilly today? Lilly is crazy today. Those pharma stocks are crazy today.
Yeah, 129% in 3 days on the Russell even.
Right. So this could be our next trade later today. There's plenty of stocks out there, but there's one that Markay's really liking, and the chart is starting to look like past triple digit winners.
Right. It's got that same pattern setup that we see on so many of our big winning trades.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a preview of what's on Markay's screen without her permission. The S&P 500 ETF, the SPY, Apple, DraftKings, FedEx. I would love to short FedEx right now. JD.com. JD is up today, gapped up on a bunch of Chinese stocks gapped up. Chewy, apps, APPS, and Facebook. So those are all the stocks on her watch list, and I can't wait to hear more about that. This stock in particular, the one you like the best, is flashing the same pattern that you used to turn $2,000 into $2 million, not in one trade.
Right.
Right.
I wish that would be amazing, but
Right.
no, multiple trades. But yeah, 2 years.
I think we should break here just for a second and remind folks, are we promising them that you're going to make them rich overnight?
No.
Okay, all traders,
Yeah.
most traders lose money.
Yeah.
All traders make mistakes, and all trading involves a substantial risk of loss, and past performance is not necessarily indicative of future
Right.
results.
And you get into this to make small money consistently. I think that should be the goal, not to get rich overnight.
Right. Okay. So we're going to be looking at this even more closely in the trading room in just a few minutes. If you want to be able to trade alongside us in just a moment, here's what I recommend you do next. See, we just went through a sample of what it's like to be a member of Markay's service and one of her students. You get access to trade calls that are spectacular. Some win, some lose. You get access to the trading room that we're going to start in the next 7 minutes or so, where I'm going to put $50,000 on the line in the next trade call that Markay has, which if you want to follow along with that with a small account or a large account, you can do that. You get high-level insight, trade breakdowns, and profits like.
Yeah, 26% on Disney. This is 4 days, 84% on Square in 4 days, 77% on Apple in just 1 day, 116% on DocuSign in 2 days, which is another great one, 129% on Best Buy, 115% on Disney. All this could be yours. And it's so exciting because this really is the kind of action that our traders get week in and week out.
And that's why Markay's up over 1,000%, including the winners and losers, especially on a significant amount of that's on tech stocks, which we're going to look at today a bunch. So we're not slowing down now. We'd like nothing more than to make sure you're in on this. So while the politicians and the lawyers are worried about the results of the election, we're going to worry about your money. That's what we're going to worry about. And we're going to trade by your side now, today, and in the coming weeks and months. So to make sure those losses stay at a minimum, we're going to teach you to close your losing trades quickly, because that's how you get ahead in trading. And that's how your life can change right now. So The next trades that are coming out from Markay, they're all part of Markay's service. We talked about some stocks and sectors that Markay likes and stuff that she doesn't like. We kind of like energy. We kind of don't like the mall retail or the office retail stuff. We kind of do like long-term like tech stocks. And we do think that the pharma companies bursting into action today, they have a lot of potential to go up given the fact that the virus hasn't necessarily gone away all the way. So those are a bunch of stuff I want you to take notes on. In fact, trades like the ones we're talking about happen every week. Okay, so Markay?
Yeah, and that's why you guys can expect once you're on the inside here with the group and you're going to have access to all of these. We're going to be working together on this. I love it. We have something super special this week going on. And if you're already a member, you have the link for the closed door trading room that's going to start here in 20 minutes.
Yeah, or even less.
Oh yeah, I actually probably will start early. So you've got the link, it's in your members area in the Telegram channel. And for those of you that want to join us, we'd love to have you join us for this trading session.
Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do now is I want to let you know how you can get into the trading room because I'm about to put $50,000 on the line and I'm actually running out of time here. And I need to, because I want to take this trade. If you want to take it with me, I'm going to do a quick recap, Markay, and I'm going to ask everybody here to join us. So would it stop whatever you're doing right now and just give me just the smallest amount of your attention because the session today could be life-changing for me and you. Could be the biggest trading day of the year that I've had. And it could be your biggest trading day ever. So I want to recap. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to invite you to join Markay's Profit Accelerator. I'm going to tell you how to get into the trading room, and I'm going to get you that link so you can jump in there with us in the next few minutes. You're about to get access to Markay's Election Week live trading room with her top tech stocks for the coming months and the one trade that I want to put $50,000 into. And there are still 2 more live trading sessions left. And the trade calls have already started to make us money. So I'm putting $50,000 on the line in your top call this morning. And anyone with the $500 account, or even a little bit smaller than that, could join me in that trade. Plus, you're going to get 52 more trades, 1 each week, at least, sometimes 2, for the next 52 weeks. You're going to get the Amplified Trading Masterclass where Markay teaches you how to set these trades up. In the next session that we're going to start, she's going to teach the retirement pattern in that session. Also, you're going to get access to the monthly mastermind call, which is separate from these live trading sessions and happen every month where we trade live together. Markay teaches, answers your questions, and much more. The total value of all of that is at least $22,500, and the retail price is $3,000. The retail price goes back up to $3,000 at the end of these live trading sessions. So it's easily worth that. I've already made $6,000 this week, and so everything else I make from learning from you is mine to keep after that. Or do you get a cut? Are we practicing socialism within the company? Yeah, right. Okay. So if I make money, we got to make the rich richer. Wait, that's not socialism. Here we go, everybody. Now, I think that just about any price is fair for having someone who's made $2 million looking over your shoulder, right? Having that person look over your shoulder and help you do what you're doing, that's priceless. In fact, Markay guarantees that 20 of the next trades have the potential to double your investment. And she could say that because, well, she's done it. And if she only hits 19 of them, not 20, you get a whole other year of the service for free, which means you get another chance to get 20 trades or more that double your investment. So with that said, I think $3,000 when that price goes back up to that in, 10 minutes or whatever, I think it's totally worth it. But I'm really excited because you've got an opportunity right now, and I want nothing more than for you to trade together with Markay and I. So with times like they are right now, I don't want you to miss out. So for this live election trading class only, everything that we've mentioned here today, you won't be paying $3,000 or $2,000 or even $1,000. Everything is just $997 for a year, and it includes that link to the trading room that starts in just the next few minutes. So I want you to go to robbooker.com/election week. You can talk to one of our associates on the phone at 321-888-3961. Go to robbooker.com/election week, and you get the special for $997 a year. Once again, folks, in the next 5 minutes, I'm starting this live trading room because I want to put the $50,000 to work. I've already got a trade on right now, and I'm not managing it because we're here.
And I've got a bunch of trades loaded up, ready to go that we'll look at here shortly.
Yeah, it's going to be either the Spiders, Apple, DraftKings, FedEx, JD, Chewy, apps, or Facebook. Which one is it going to be? I know you like all of these, but which one's it going to be? We're not going to know until 5 minutes from now. Once again, a couple questions are coming in. Someone says, I'm not going to be able to make that live trading session today. Will there be another, and will it be recorded?
Yeah, this is recorded and it'll be in your members area, and we're having another one tomorrow.
Okay. Can I trade this with a small account and with Robinhood?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. I've got a Robinhood account. You're going to see it in just the next few minutes. Thinkorswim, Tastyworks, any of those are fine. How long will the session be today? That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Will we get to ask questions during the session today?
Yes.
Okay. So if you
Yeah.
had questions yesterday and didn't get asked those questions, we're going to stay today extra long today to make sure that all those questions get answered. Okay. I'm going to leave the link up on the screen, but I got to take a look on my phone at my trade that I have going now. I want to talk to you about some of these. I really want to trade JD this morning,
Yeah.
and I really want to trade. There's a bunch that I want to trade here, and apps is crazy today.
Yeah. Got all sorts of fun things.
Okay,
to
I
look
can't
at.
wait. So folks, this is your chance. I don't know why you wouldn't give this a try. Number one, the risk is on us. If Markay can't send you 20 trades that have the potential to double your investment, you get another year for free. So the risk is on Markay. And once you sign up immediately, what's going to happen is you type in your information. The confirmation page shows you the link to the live trading room, which we are going to fire up in 3 minutes.
Yeah, get that link and pop right in to that class and join us, because we start early.
That's right. I wore my tuxedo today just for this. And so if you want to trade together with us, now's your chance. We don't do this very often, and we never do this together.
Yeah. It's so great. I love it.
All right. I'm going to eat my immune system gummies, and we're going to go in the live trading room. So we'll leave this up for another couple minutes, Justin, and then we're out of here.